Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday morning blast off. Welcome, everybody, except for Philip, who keeps hitting the dislike button. Welcome, everyone. Let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get into the news. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, at the very end of this video, you're going to see a video pop up here. And basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. Up here is going to be Harley Quinn at the end. So take a look at that. And if you like what you see up there, hit the subscribe button. If you want to know when I'm live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. And also on there is my links to my social media. So that's Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon, but no tier set up as yet on the Patreon because I want to hit 1,000 subscribers before I actually give you stuff and start charging stuff on that. So yeah. What else do I have? Speaking of Facebook, I mirror all my schedule on my Facebook page, and there's also a Facebook group page which you guys can post on and chat amongst yourselves. So some of you have been taking advantage of that, which is good. I don't want to be the only person posting on there. So yeah. Philip A. Demick says weird. Solstice is next week and it's 65 here. Yeah, well, I'll trade you. It was 105 here the other day. So uh I'll take that 65 any day, quite honestly. But we're not here for the weather. We're here for the news. Oh, I'm gonna just jump right into it. So HBO. Now remind you, HBO has been bought out by AT&T. Well, I should say Warner Brothers was bought out by AT&T, which owns HBO and a couple of other things like DC Comics and yeah. So HBO is changing its apps once again. HBO Go is going to be gone. They're going to get rid of that because right now they have 3 apps. They have HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO Max. HBO Max just came out, the really shitty thing. If you want to see my review of that, it's actually on my channel too. It's under Is It Worth My Time? And I've done a little review of HBO Max. But so those are the 3 that are going on right now. HBO Go will be gone. HBO Now is just going to be renamed HBO, and HBO Max is going to stay as HBO Max. Why? Because they said it was too confusing for people. This is the same thing they do with DirecTV Now and AT&T. So they had DirecTV Now, AT&T Now, AT&T. There was too many things that were going on with it, and of course, we all know where that led to was 40 million subscribers dropped, and yeah, they're basically their revenue in the trash bin at that point. But they still went with it, which is great. Yeah. So they're saying the idea here is that most HBO subscribers should be using HBO Max unless the platform they pay through hasn't struck a deal with AT&T yet. Oh my god. Just a reminder, HBO Max cannot be used, the app cannot be used on Roku or Amazon Fire. So those are the 2 biggest ones right there is Amazon, Roku and Amazon Fire. And yet you still can't use it. But if whoever you're buying your HBO service through doesn't have a deal with AT&T as of yet, you should be using HBO Max through some other means, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not good. He's taking a walk by the ocean. He should be here. Viking bitch. Hey, Raymond K. Hessel. I'm just catching up now on the chat there. I was reading some stuff as I was going through there. And sports. No, I'm not going to be doing sports, Philip. I'm not doing the weather and the sports. It's just not worth it. And besides that, no one watches the sports anyway. They're all done at the moment. So back to HBO Max and HBO Go. So HBO again has currently 3 different apps. HBO Go for people who pay through their cable subscriber, HBO Now for those like us who just pay for it without a cable subscriber, and it's 15 bucks a month, and HBO Max, which is also $15 a month, but is no real different than HBO Now. I take that back. It is different than HBO Now in that HBO Now has a better interface and HBO Max has some other content, but you get both. If you pay for HBO at some point in time, you get HBO Max. So, but by the end of August, there's only going to be 2 apps, HBO and HBO Max. So there you go. So what does this leave for DC Universe? Yeah. So DC Daily, which was the I guess you could say the daily blog of DC, the DC universe. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't good either. It was just kind of it was there. Well, they canceled that at DC Universe. It's been on for a little over a year since the DC Universe app started. And is this signaling the beginning of the end? Because I mean, honestly, this thing did not cost a lot of money to produce. Eh, Other than the set that they had, it wasn't. And the people that they were employing, it wasn't costing them a lot of money. Uh, and yet they canceled that. And I'm thinking that DC Universe, I keep saying this, is going to get folded into HBO Max at some point in time. I don't want it to happen because DC Universe is so much better than HBO Max. And not only that, HBO Max does not have any of the content that DC Universe has. Even though they're owned by Warner Brothers, they're all owned by Warner Brothers, which just fucking gets me. So all the DCEU movies that were on HBO Max are now leaving because they don't have the rights to them or something like that, but they are on DC Universe, so you can watch them there, except for Justice League, the Snyder, the Josh Whedon Justice League, which again, no one wants to watch that piece of shit anyway. So, yeah. So Philip A. Demick says it sounds like what's on HBO changes by what VPN, I mean country you're in. Uh, Possibly, I don't know, Philip. I don't do that kind of thing. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, yeah. Um, Viking bitch says if I was out there, I'd be walking on the beach too. I see where your loyalties lie. Raymond K. Hessel says, I think I've just gone cross-eyed. I understand, Raymond. Yeah, I was trying to untie this Gordian knot that we've got going on here of what the fuck's going on, and I couldn't do it. So that's why I kind of let off with this to confuse the shit out of you as much as possible, as much as I am confused. And then we can move on to some other stuff that's easier to digest. Stanley Tweedle says, sadly or luckily, WB has no streaming services in Europe. They don't have the CW over there, Stanley. You can't get that for free, the app. Which, granted, I mean that's not bad. Yeah. See, I go to the ocean just about every day, Viking bitch, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah. Oh, they don't have the CW over in Europe. Wow. Okay. You're lucky though at the same time because you don't have to watch the CW shows. Um Speaking of CW shows, oh man. So Hartley Sawyer, who plays the elongated man on The Flash, he was fired over offensive tweets. And so he made these tweets a while back. But this just goes to show you, boys and girls, especially those of you out there who have racist intents or racist bones in you and want to get a job in, media or become a celebrity or become popular or an actor or whatever, people are going to find you out in this shit and are going to call you out on it. So, yeah, so many of the tweets were from 2012 and 2014, and they were deleted. He did several racist and misogynist tweets, is what it says, and I did not see them. I did not read them. This is all what I'm hearing. And supposedly they were deleted, and someone had done screen captures of these and brought them to light fairly recently. And yeah, so essentially what the CW says is that Hartley Sawyer will not be returning for season 7 of The Flash. In regards to Mr. Sawyer's posts on social media, we do not tolerate derogatory remarks that target any race, ethnicity, national origin, gender, or sexual orientation. Such remarks are anti ethical to our values and policies, which strive and evolve to promote a safe, inclusive, and productive environment to our workforce. Um, yeah, there you go. And quite honestly, I'm all for it, to tell you the truth. A racist, misogynist intent or comments and stuff like that have no place on Twitter or coming out of people's mouths. I mean, yeah, and that's about as much as I'm going to say on that. So no more NASCAR. Yeah, people driving around in a fucking circle. Yeah, yeah. Excuse me. Stanley Trudell says you can't even be a decent racist anymore without losing your job in Hollywood. Those evil liberals. There's no such thing as a decent racist. But yes, I understood your sarcasm there, which was much appreciated. Yeah. So there you have it. What else have I got here? Let's see if there's some happier news going on here. I don't know if this is happier news, but hey, there was a lot of negative news this week. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of negative news. So I apologize if this comes off as very negative, but that was the amount of news that was coming out. Um, so Matt Reeves, the Batman, is supposedly going to introduce a new Joker. Not in the first movie, though, but the second movie is what they're saying. The second and the third, of course. And everyone thought, of course, it was coming out in this first movie, which already has the Riddler in it, the Penguin, and Catwoman. And I think there's another villain in there as well. Considering that Batman's supposed to be going around interrogating some of these villains, I guess, to find out whatever the main plot of this movie is, if it has one. So, yeah. Um, yeah, we knew eventually there was going to be a Joker, a new Joker that comes out of this, and we'll just see who he's going to pick. I just want to say right now, but Alan Tudyk needs to play the live action Joker. There we go. Apple Crow says, "I'm here lurking, but gotta mow the lawn." Is that a euphemism for something, Apple Crow, or what? Is it Alan Tudyk? I wish it was Alan Tudyk. I don't know. They haven't cast anybody as of yet. But yeah, I want to push for Alan Tudyk to become the Joker, the live action Joker. I think you'd be awesome against Pattinson. Yeah. We haven't seen Pattinson's Batman yet, of course. Holy supervillains, Batman. Exactly. You're right, Joker. That's a lot of supervillains. So, on to more news. And there's not a lot of news either, so this one's probably gonna be a short, sweet one. But hey, that's the way they usually are. Um, Bruce Campbell has revealed that there is gonna be a new Evil Dead movie, and it's in the works right now with someone who was handpicked by Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi is not writing or directing it. Bruce Campbell is not starring in it either. Uh, the person who's writing and directing it is called Lee Cronin. Again, he was supposedly handpicked by Sam Raimi. But I'm of the opinion of what's the use at this point? We already had Fede Alvarez's was it 2013 remake of Evil Dead, and that went over like a wet turd in an elevator. Uh, it just yeah, there's a reason why there isn't a sequel to it. I know there's a lot of fans of that one, and I'm going to hear about it in the comments and whatnot. But the fact that there isn't a sequel 7 years later shows you that that movie wasn't well received and did not make any money. If it made money, there would have been a sequel. But there you go. Asian Future says, I do have a problem with Hartley's firing. I believe that people hired him should also be fired. If CW believed in accountability, it's a two-way street. Um, I don't know about that Agent Future. I mean, he deleted the tweets. There's only so much they can do going into hiring somebody. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do blood, semen, and urine sample when you hire somebody. And also search back into their background all the way back to their childhood. It's kind of hard to do unless it comes to light. And they took care of it when they heard about it. Yes, granted, Hollywood is not the best place in the world and has a lot of fucking scummy people in it, but still, yeah. Uh, I still remember the Bill Paxton line from Predator 2 when Doc says, "Hey, I need a blood, stool, was it urine, semen, and stool sample. Hey, Doc, can I just leave my underwear?" Yeah, it's a bad line, but it is pretty fucking funny at the same time. It's Bill Paxton. He delivers it a lot better than I do. So, yes. Oh, man. Yes, Alan Tudyk. Well, he wasn't the best part of Doom Patrol, but he was one of the best parts of Doom Patrol. I agree with you, Philip A. Demick. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not a big fan of remaking The Evil Dead without any of the principal people involved, and I don't want Robert Tappert by himself either, because quite honestly, we saw what happened with season 3 of Ash versus Evil Dead with Tappert in charge. So there we go. That's all there is. And let's face facts. Tappert was not the creative force behind that. He was the producer. He was the money, is what he was. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So Fangoria, for those of you old enough to remember, and it's still out there too, Fangoria magazine, that was a horror magazine dedicated to, all those different horror movies that were coming out and things like that. It's up for sale again because the current owners, which is excuse me, Cinestate, the owner of Cinestate is up for sexual misconduct charges involving a 16-year-old girl. So, yes, Fangoria magazine is up for sale for those of you who have money and want to buy it and try and keep running that. I think it's now 50, almost 50 years old, somewhere around there, or maybe it's 40. I can't remember. Yeah. Philip A. Demick says, I'm surprised Raimi's kid isn't working on Ash versus Evil Dead 4. I'm fairly sure he's over it. Philip A. Demick wants to do his own stuff. Yeah. Uh, Stanley Tweedle says, Fonobi asked some time ago if someone saw Blood Machines. Oh, okay. The Blood Machines thing. Yeah. Everyone keeps talking about Blood Machines every single podcast here. It was Apple Crow that keeps. That's right. It's Apple Crow who keeps mentioning Blood Machines. I know somebody around here. I thought you were out mowing the lawn, Apple Crow, whatever mowing the lawn is. You've overhyped it. You have overhyped it now at this point. So, oh man. So yeah, Fangoria magazine up for sale. If you got money, buy it. Patrick Wilson. And you're probably going, who the hell is Patrick Wilson? If you saw his face, you'd recognize him. You're like, oh yeah, the guy who plays the Weasley guy in all the different movies. He is going to join Halle Berry in Roland Emmerich's Moonfall. I'm fairly sure Patrick Wilson is going to be playing a bad guy. Normally he does. And I'm pretty sure that, that's what he's going to be playing. Was Artemis Fowl good? No, it was not. Raymond K. Hassel. Spoiler alert, it was not good. You want to talk Artemis Fowl? We can talk Artemis Fowl. I watched it yesterday, and I am going to be doing a "Is it worth my time?" and go into more detail. But quite honestly, it has a really bad kid actor in it. One that I didn't care for. Uh, Zero world building for the most part. They just kind of throw you in there without, they give you a little bit of exposition, but nothing that builds it. And so you really don't care. And they never tell you exactly why you need to get the MacGuffin. I mean, they kind of allude to it, but they don't give you a visual representation. They just tell you. And again, it goes back to John Millis, who says, who used to teach at USC film school, show, don't tell. And that's what they do a lot of, is a lot of telling, but not showing anything. So, yeah. Mowing the lawn can get you canceled in Hollywood. Only if it's non-consensual, Philip. Yeah. If it wasn't asked for. And rightly so. Uh Anyone watch Kippo and the Age of Wonder Beasts on Netflix? No. I've seen it up there, but I haven't watched it. Yeah. I agree with you, Stanley. The acting and story was very weak, and the visuals were amazing. Yes. They spent a lot of time on the CGI on Artemis Fowl, but nothing else. Mhm. Is Kipo what I think it is? I don't know. What do you think it is? Apple Crow says, I gave my dog a bath that is always non consensual. Oh, of course. My dog doesn't like it either. Yeah. Pepper does not like taking a bath, but she'll sit there and she'll begrudgingly take it. And then, of course, she's all, happy afterwards. But yeah. Anyway, so a lot of movies have gotten bumped back as of yesterday. Wonder Woman 1984, Matrix 4, Tenant, and King Kong versus Godzilla, and even Bill and Ted Face the Music have all changed their dates. So Bill and Ted actually is one of the few dates that have actually moved up a week. Um, and I'll be talking about that in a little bit more here. Tenant is moving from July 17th to July 31st. Wonder Woman 1984 is moving from August to October. That's right, it's moved completely. And that means that Warner Brothers has shifted a whole bunch of movies because of this. Matrix 4, which of course has not has paused filming, goes from May 21st, 2021 to April 1st, 2022. So yeah, it's not going to be coming out for like another 2 years. um and King Kong or Godzilla versus Kong will no longer air on, or not premiere on, November 20th. Instead, it's going to take over May 21st of 2021. So it's getting moved back as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff has moved, but no surprise, because I mean, movie theaters are going to start opening up here in California soon. Um, I don't know how I feel about that, quite honestly, at the moment, considering that, dine-in restaurants have just opened up here in California. And I literally, what was this, on Thursday, I went for an eye doctor appointment. It was in a strip mall. I went to go grab some food afterwards, and there was a restaurant that had outdoor seating, and there was some old ass hat without a face mask on, of course, coughing his fucking brains out without covering up his mouth at all, and wasn't choking on food or anything because he had nothing in front of him on the table. So he was obviously sick and spreading whatever the fuck he had all over the place. Luckily, he was like a good, I would say 150, 300 feet away from me at the time. And I was not going into the restaurant that I was going into to pick up my to-go order. Yes. So that's how I feel about movie theaters opening up and all this stuff. Just I don't trust other people. Yeah. Under Armour has sold out of their pricey masks, which look kind of neat. Do they look like a Predator kind of mask or something? Or Apple Crow says, I heard that Sean Connery passed on Matrix and Lord of the Rings to do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and that was when he decided to quit acting. Well, yeah, he didn't understand Lord of the Rings. He didn't understand the premise of it or the Matrix either, and that's why he went with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And then, of course, proceeded to fuck that all up, saying, "I'm not going to follow a woman. She's not going to lead." Because originally in the comic, Mina Harker is the leader of the group, not Alan Quartermain. But he wouldn't take direction from a woman, even in movies, and that's how it went. So you can thank Sean Connery for that one. Joker says Wonder Woman for HBO Max or DC Universe or something streaming. I doubt that's going to happen. They've spent way too much money. Yeah. Wasn't Tenant supposed to be the test case for movie theaters? That's what Nolan, I think, was trying to do, and Warner Brothers is like, fuck that. We want to make our money back. So yeah, not going to happen. Yeah. Viking Mitch says, I hear that. I don't trust the general public. As soon as some people found out the mask is to protect others, they decided they don't want to have to wear it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we have the asshats out here that are trying to use the, oh, I have a medical problem, because all you have to do is state I have a, medical issue that prevents me from wearing the mask from breathing. And so that's what they're using to do it. But Costco out here, I'm going to stand by Costco on this one. They said, fuck that. If you have a medical problem, you can order online. You're not coming into our stores. And I was like, yeah, more power to them. Apple Crow says, I'm in Texas. Thoughts and prayers. I do see a lot of people with masks, but I live next to the hospital district. Yeah. You live next to people that actually know what the fuck's happening. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Viking Mitch. The I have a medical problem is such a giant lie. And that's why I'm glad Costco has called them out on it. They're like, you know what? If you have such a medical problem, we don't want you here. We want you to order from home. We've made it easy for you to order at home. We want you to stay at home. And yeah. Yeah, I have what's called a neck gaiter. So it fits around your neck, but you can pull it up over your face and everything. And I've also got, masks. I've got every single known mask to mankind. I even have, and only because I have it within reach here, because I'm now in my bedroom. That is called a full half mask respirator, is what that is called. And why is it in a baggie, you ask? So that the respirators or the filters do not activate while they're there. So these filters are already past their prime anyway. And you're asking, what are these filters for? Those are for chemical and HEPA filters. Those are HEPA filters on the outside. These are for chemical right there. And of course, it just falls to the ground. Philip A. Demick says, I like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen until I saw they did it right with Penny Dreadful. Yeah, exactly. Their medical condition is they're too fucking racist. I mean, too fucking dumb. Yeah, exactly. Apple Crow. Use my, yeah. A lot of people use a bandana. That's fine. I mean, quite honestly, wear a fucking mask. And again, don't wear it underneath the nose, under here, to have it down below. That does not work, because you're still breathing out of your fucking nose and you're still exhaling droplets and whatnot. I could go on and on about that, because I've been trained on this stuff because of what I do for work and safety wise and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But I won't bore you with those details. Let's get back to the news. How about that? Spider-Man Miles Morales It's a game will be released during the holidays of this year for the PS5. Because remember, the PS5 is coming out during the holidays. And they just released a trailer for this for Spider-Man Miles Morales. And of course, it's by the guys who did the Spider-Man game for the Insomniac games and all that stuff. Great fucking game, by the way, if you haven't played it yet. It's a lot of fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing the Miles Morales. It's really kind of confusing if it was supposed to be a downloadable content for Spider-Man or if it's a standalone game or what it is. And all I've heard from Insomniac game is yes. So I have no idea what that is. Yeah. But there you have it. Looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. The trailer looks fucking awesome. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Miles Morales, he is from an alternate time. If you haven't seen Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, watch it. It's the animated Spider-Man. It's one of the best Spider-Man movies out there. And he has different power sets, like he can turn invisible. He also has what's called an electroshock as well. And I'm looking forward to playing that in the game where you can turn invisible and take out bad guys. So that's gonna be fun. Apple Crow says the design for the PS5s looks like it'll gain sentience and kill me in my sleep. Possibly. It probably will be the result of the robot uprising. But I, for one, will welcome our robot overlords and welcome their advance on humanity. Apple Crow says not a huge Spider-Man fan, but the game is damn good, and I'm hyped for the new one. Yeah, it's a fun game. It really is a fucking fun game. Yeah. Stanley Trail says I don't like the PS5 design. Too fancy for me. Will look stupid in 3 years. Well, you know what you could do? You could put it in another box, Stanley. That way you don't have to look at it. Ah, man. I know. I know. All right. What else do I have? I've only got two more things here. So we had the first teaser trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music, and I'm kind of worried about it, quite honestly. I mean, again, I don't like sequels to movies that were done over 20 years ago. And but Bill and Ted was kind of the exception on this one. I'd like to see where we know this is going to be the final outing for Bill and Ted, but at the same time, this looks kind of cringeworthy. There was some stuff in it that didn't play out right. I mean, Bill and Ted 2 is not the greatest movie in the world. That was kind of cringeworthy as it was. Um, and this looks kind of more of the same, and I'm not digging it. But again, it was just a teaser trailer. So when we get a full trailer out there, we'll see. Hopefully, it has some good music involved in it. Um, and if you haven't seen it, go and take a look. It's on my Facebook page. You can always take a look there, or you can look for it on YouTube. Excuse me. Paper bag your PS5 so you only have to look at the pretty parts and cancel. Why would I buy a new Xbox? It has games on it that there's games on the PS5 that I want to play, not that aren't on the Xbox. Yeah. What do you think about the new Horizon 2 game? I don't know what that is, Raymond K. Hessel. Sorry. I'm only a part-time gamer. Actually, I don't even know if it's called a part-time gamer. I might be a quarter-time gamer, or maybe a 1/8 time gamer, or maybe a 1/25th time gamer. How many more quarters can I go? You guys can do the math at home on that one. Don't say I don't teach you things on this channel or make you think sometimes. Stanley Trail says it still looks as stupid as the trailers for the old movies. I haven't seen the old ones either. What? What? Stanley, go and watch the first movie. The first movie is a classic time travel movie, and it's fun. It really is, and it has a good message to it that still holds together today. You know what? It still holds together even though it was done in the 80s. It really does. Ah, the Xbox thing was a joke. If the laugh out oh, okay, I didn't realize that, yeah. All we are is dust in the wind. Hmm? Dust, wind, dude. Come on, there's some good shit in that movie. Um, yeah, and George Carlin. I mean, it's got George Carlin in it too, which is awesome. I mean, also it has Clarence Clemens in it. If you don't know who Clarence Clemens is, great saxophone player for Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, among other things. He also, he was an awesome class of saxophone player. He passed away as well, unfortunately. And also Jane Weedland in it as Joan of Arc. I mean, come on. Jane Weedland of the Go-Go's as Joan of Arc, which is fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I saw Clarence Clemens live in a little tiny bar in San Francisco. I was probably like 5, 10 feet away from him when he was playing. Awesome guy. I mean, and just awesome saxophone player. And yes, Rufus will definitely be missed. Yeah, George Carlin. George Carlin was awesome in that too. He really was. Why do we land in San Dimas here? Because you forgot it's tomorrow in San Dimas, and you need to dial one number higher. Didn't you tell them any of that, Rufus? That's I have I've watched Bill and Ted so many times in the past that I know all the lines to it, even the little minor lines that you hear in the backgrounds and stuff like that. I know all of that. Yes, it is a sickness, I know. But hey, it's one of my favorite movies. And speaking of something of one of my favorites, and this is the last thing I've got for you guys. Doom Patrol season 2. The trailer is out. And the trailer looks fucking phenomenal. Um, Again, it premieres on June 25th, and yes, I will be covering it. And I'm glad they're still sticking to dropping one episode per week because that is the way it should be, not this dropping the entire season all at once. So it gets lost in the shuffle of things. Um, but yes, Doom Patrol season 2, where they are going to be dealing with Niles' daughter, Dorothy. And yeah, she does not look happy about things. And supposedly she's extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. So show the trailer, B. I yeah, I can't. Sorry. I would love to, but you know, if I do that, it would probably crash whatever I've got going on here. But it's on my page, on my Facebook page, and also all you have to do is look on YouTube for Doom Patrol season 2, and it's there. Yeah, some good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm definitely going to be covering it. Excuse me, and we'll see how it all plays out. So that's all I've got for you guys. I mean, we've been talking also about video games and other movies and stuff like that. What else have you guys been doing? Are you guys now finally starting to creep out of the house and stuff like that now that some restrictions have been? I know Apple Crow, he's in Texas, so there's no restrictions there. That's why they're having, the plague virus increasing in that state. But the rest of you who actually had, lockdown procedures, you got a haircut? My God. My favorite Doom Patrol character right now, Raymond, is oh, I don't know. It's a kind of a toss up between Crazy Jane and Cliff. Yeah, it really is. I mean, it bounces back and forth depending on the episode. But Crazy Jane is definitely, yeah, she's up there. I mean, she's doing a phenomenal job of playing Crazy Jane. Really, really good. Yeah. Excuse me. Uh, can't have a second spike if the first one doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, actually here in San Diego County, um they have a thing in place. So, we are opening up a lot of shit. We were actually ahead of the rest of the state in opening stuff. And but our our health office, the doctor, I should say, Dr. Wooten is her name, says that basically they have a plan in place that if there are 7 days in a row of spikes, no, wait, is it? If there are over 7 community spreads within a week, that's what it is. So basically, community spread is where they have a cluster of cases that evolve from like stupid people doing weddings and uh, gatherings of that kind of thing that they're not supposed to. um, then they're going to roll back the openings of what's been happening. So they're going to roll back stuff. And we had 4 this week. So we're creeping up as well. Uh, yeah, we had 4 clusters of cases pop up. And actually, so we also have to worry about across the border as well, because we are having, there's a huge, huge, huge thing that's going on in Tijuana right now where there is a large influx of cases that are happening. And then, of course, we have people that travel back and forth across the border. Yes, of course, for work and things like that. There are people that live in Mexico that work here in the United States and vice versa. And yes, we have to watch out for that as well. So, uh, oh, you can see all these things in almost real time on some of the maps that are out there, public access, you know, maps, I guess you could say. But there you go. Joker says DC rewards working very well now. Nice. Yeah, I know I got all my rewards that I'm supposed to get because I was stuck at 100 for the longest time. Then all of a sudden it bumped me up to 450. All of a sudden I was like, boom. It's like, wow, okay, cool. And if you're wondering what the hell DC rewards is, that is if you have DC Universe, you actually get points for what you watch, depending on what you watch. And you can turn in those points and get different things. Like I redeem my points for, they had a set of enamel pins for Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn for the villains. So I think it was like Joker, Bane, Queen of Fables, and I can't remember who the fourth one was. But I don't know when that's getting sent out to me. I haven't heard anything yet. Yeah. Stanley Tweedle says here it is if you have more than 50 new cases per week and per 100,000 people, the country has to close down again. Nice. Oh, is it Catwoman? Is the other one? Okay. Catwoman was the fourth one. Yeah, because I redeemed that one and I haven't. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's right. It was Catwoman. It was the fourth one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those pins. That's going to be kind of cool. It'll go with my other Joker pin, which someplace, I think it's in the other room. Yeah. So I got one of the Joker enamel pins. So a couple of years ago at Comic-Con, they started when they were giving out the bags, they started doing pins along with the bags. So one year they were doing classic DC villains, and yeah, it was classic DC villains, and I got Joker, which was supposed to be the one that everyone wanted, and it's an awesome pin, and it's the 70s Joker, the Denny O'Neil, who just passed away, by the way, at 81 years of age. But yeah, it's a fucking awesome pin. Are you considering leaving California like a lot? No, I'm not. I'm not one of those dickheads who thinks that, oh, California, they're they're restricting my rights to breathe. No, I'm not one of those people. Um, I was born and raised in California, and I'm going to be staying here. So If I leave anything, I would be leaving the country. If, a certain person doesn't leave office next time around. So, one of the pins, like I was saying, this was, I think, last year's, oh no, the year before. This was 2019. No, I think 2018. That's right. So, this is a Wonder Woman pin, as you can see here. And this was, I guess, another one that everyone wanted. I'm not really a big fan of that one. I wanted the Batman one myself, but yeah. And yes, that most likely will be a giveaway at some point in time. That's why it's sitting over here. Yeah. Yes, Stanley Tweedle, country is what I said. So I actually looked at New Zealand about 4 years back and was actually going through the whole process of that, of, looking for jobs and stuff like that in New Zealand. I wish I had. I wish I tried a little bit harder on that one, because especially how they handled the virus over there. They did an awesome job over there. And unfortunately, there were no jobs in my area. Yeah. And yes, like I said, I was looking at that 4 years ago. Uh, and yeah, I should have tried a little bit harder on that one. I still get stuff emailed to me every now and then. Yeah. Uh-huh. I see what you're saying there, Stanley. So, what else have I got going on this week? Tomorrow I'm off. Monday is going to be Stargirl. And depending on who you listen to, it's either DC Universe's Stargirl or it's CW Stargirl. I'm going to say it's DC Universe's Stargirl because that's what I watch it on, is on DC Universe. Tuesday, I'm going to take Tuesday off. Um, Actually, Tuesday, I might switch Tuesday and Wednesday now I think about it, because Wednesday, I've got to go back for my contact lenses. Uh, yes, I do. I have different contact lenses in right now, so it's kind of weird. Uh, as everyone has, I wear reading glasses and stuff like that. I'm at that age, and so we're trying a different pair of contact lenses out to see if I can read with these or not, and I can't really. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's happening with eyes and whatnot. But anyway, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Tuesday. I'm gonna do Is It Worth My Time? Artemis Fowl. Wednesday and Thursday I'll be off, and then Friday will be Harley Quinn. That's right. And that'll be Tuesday. Stanley Tweedle. That's when I'll be doing the Artemis Fowl. Is It Worth My Time? And then Saturday, of course, he rolls around again to Saturday Morning Blast Off. So yeah. Yeah, you already heard the preview of my Artemis Fowl. Is it worth my time? No, it's not. But still, you'll get to hear the whys and why nots on that one on Tuesday. Um, mm, yeah, that's all I can say. So, guess I have to watch the replay. Yes, Dante, yes. You're gonna have to watch the replay. You're late. That's why. I started 45, 48, no, 49 minutes ago. There we go. It's 49 minutes exactly. I'm watching the little counter up here on my screen. I've also got a clock over here. I know you guys don't notice any difference in the background really, other than some books in places of DVDs and some new stuff like Batman Beyond there, and Cara Dune up there, and Baby Yoda over here, and whatnot. But yeah, some stuff has changed. I've moved rooms. So all right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. Thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat. Thank you for made it this far in the video. And again, if you are, yes, I know I've switched rooms a lot now, so there we go. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, remember at the very end of this video, you're going to see a video pop up here. And if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button. Like, share, and subscribe down there. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at my schedule, which I put up weekly. And also, you'll see all the links to my social media on there. So there's Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. I also have the links to my Facebook pages, the Facebook group page as well. So there's a Facebook group page which you guys can post stuff on and chat amongst yourselves. That's up there as well. And that's all I got. So thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Cover your noses and mouths when you're going out there. And have a good one. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that HBO has decided to take your app and do something funky with it so that you lose subscribers, which honestly no one wants. Thanks, everybody. I will see you on Monday. Have a good rest of the week and take care.